Hey, this is Ninja 117,
Hey, this is STL Legendary.
And Bronx 117.
and this is our first podcast. As you know, together we decided we wanted to do this after we had very thought-provoking experiences. So, Ali, I believe you have our first topic, right?
Yeah, I found out recently that Halo Combat Evolved is getting a remake, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be done by 343 Industries, who had worked on other Halo games, but still, it's not going to be the same as Bungie.
Hold on, did they make Halo Wars?
No, that was Ensemble
That was
Studios.
Ensemble, yeah.
Alright,
Which is now out of business because that game was not that great.
They even took down the website for Halo Wars.
yeah.
Okay. Alex,
That was depressing because I found out a lot of stuff on there. I found out that did you know that the barrage upgrade for Wolverines actually increases Wolverine's overall damage?
no. I don't.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I did not know that. And there were other things that increased armor that it doesn't tell you, but apparently it does.
I played that game
Helpful.
like 30 times.
So anyway,
maybe.
back to the topic. Halo CE remake. I don't think it's good because it was one of the most competitive games of its time, year 2000. But it was Bungie's, well, not first game, but it was their first console game, and it was a huge seller, and it was really Combat Evolved back then. But I don't think bringing it back because it's supposed to have the Reach engine. It's supposed to run on the Reach engine. At least that's what I've heard. And I don't think that'd be good because all of a sudden the gameplay is completely changed.
Okay, I did not know they're using the Reach engine because, I mean, honestly, I did not like Reach. And coming from someone who's played like a lot of Halo 3, I did not
A lot.
a lot. I'm not gonna go into numbers.
Right.
Well, I
a
mean, is
fucking
it that you
ridiculous
don't like
amount.
Reach, or is it that you like Halo 3 more? Because
I
I like Reach. It's a good game, but I'm not sure what I like more.
Dude, it's definitely, I like Halo 3 more, and I don't think Reach lived up to it. I mean, like you said, Combat Evolved was great, and then Halo 2 was great, and Halo 3 was great, and then Reach was just Reach. So,
I gotta disagree with that. Reach was better than 3. I mean, I didn't like that older stuff. It wasn't as great as what Reach can offer. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't know.
it's like I like the multiplayer, I think, in Halo 3 better. But not the single player necessarily in Reach I like, but it's more the Forge and the firefight and the more
Yeah.
customization. Like all that's better in Reach, but I'm not sure if I like what we gave up in Halo 3 to get to where we are in Reach. So it's interesting, and Reach runs on a new engine, so no, I'm not
Which
quite
isn't
sure
necessarily
if I
a
like.
bad thing.
I'm not sure if I like it better or not. Cause like
Debatable.
Ali, you're a multiplayer guy, and but I love Forge, like as well as multiplayer. I like multiplayer too, but I'm a big Forge guy, so Forge carries more weight than it would for you. So
I mean, I can understand that, though. I can understand why you would like Forge because Forge is a cool idea, man. I don't know. I just never got into it. But obviously, we've seen like Onslaught was my favorite map in Halo 3. For those of you who have not played that, just go back to Halo 3 and play Onslaught. It's great. It's a MLG map, but yeah, I don't know. Forge is cool. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, I know. It's like, but back in Halo C, like if they do the remake and go through with it, which I'm not sure if they should or not, but if it's gonna run on the Reach engine, but if it does that mean it will get Forge and Firefight? Like, does that mean they'll just tack on everything in addition? But does that also mean the weapons will get, the recoil and the, so I'm kind of curious what they'll change and what they won't.
Okay, I mean, if they're bringing back Combat Evolved, one thing they gotta keep.
Sorry. As you were saying. Sorry, I have the flu.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, they gotta keep the pistol. I mean, from Combat Evolved.
Oh, that thing was godly.
Yeah, but that's kind of a problem in multiplayer. Like, if something's really overpowered, like, can you imagine, like, if the BR shot lasers? Like, that would be amazing, but there'd be some balancing issues in the game.
They had,
but I didn't play Halo CE online, so I'm not.
Yeah,
I've heard it's very competitive, but I'm not sure exactly what it needed. So I'm not a very educated opinion on this.
go look up like some old school Halo 1 MLG videos, dude. That's basically where MLG was born, and it was pretty cool, man. It had some awesome competitive gameplay, and there's people who think Halo 1 is better than 2, 3, and Reach, still to this day.
Yeah, I know. Halo 1 was very good.
Yeah, so it's not. I don't think I think what they need to do if they make a remake is keep it as authentic as possible, without changing. I mean, obviously it's a remake. We're not gonna get everything same, but they should keep it authentic. Yeah.
Keeping it real. Okay, so I'm just gonna segue this into another topic, kind of. What other games do you think Bungie's going to do? Because they said they moved on to other titles.
Yeah. And aren't they teaming up with Activision?
No, okay, I'm going to kind of explain that here. What they did is with Blizzard, Activision, and Bungie all signed a a production contract. So they're all their games are being produced by the same company.
Okay. I mean, but
and
they're not
produced and distributed by the same country. They're not actually working together.
Right.
But one of the key points, and not key points, but one of the interesting parts of the contract was that Bungie would get to keep the rights to whatever game it makes. Unlike with Halo, where Microsoft owned the series, but Bungie was just contracted to work on the minimum 4-game requirement.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so that explains the licensing contract.
The future of Bungie now.
Yeah, so I've heard rumors that they're going to make another Oni. I've heard rumors that they're going to work on something completely different. And what do you guys think they should do?
A revival of Oni would be awesome.
I've never played or even seen much of the first Oni. Do you know what it's like? I know it's
it's been a long time since I played that game. I mean, it was a great example of a classic to me. I mean, other people would probably argue against it, just like me and Ali with Halo 3 versus Reach. But I mean, it was a great game at the time. I mean, I played it when I was a lot younger, so my opinion's probably different now.
Yeah. It'd definitely be interesting to see. I kind of hope they do something new, but I hope they do make their whatever game they have bigger and better, and try to make it not try to make it like Halo though. Halo was good, but I think they need to do something else.
Yeah.
I don't want to complete.
I
don't want to complete Halo remake and rip off. I want to make.
Well, if they went back to their older series like Oni and stuff, they'd go back. They should. It makes sense for them to go back to what they were doing when they were making that series and stuff, because that was before Halo influenced them.
Yeah.
So
I really hope though I really hope they improve the campaigns, because I like Halo's storyline, and there was a bunch of hidden stuff and this stuff you had to find out for yourself if you were actually interested in it, and stuff you just didn't know if you weren't that interested. But Reach's campaign I did not like. I did not like the story in it. It was too short. It felt like they needed to extend it in certain parts. Other than that, a lot of people don't like it. Mainly people who read the books, because it goes directly against Fall of Reach, the book.
Right.
But
but
if they do a new series, I really hope that they take on and do a very thought out storyline.
I mean, Bungie can make good games. It's just, I don't know.
It just contradicts what other people know, and then it becomes kind of a battle.
And
so,
I mean, some things and this is kind of not only Bungie, man. This is all game developers. Is there's some stuff that I believe could be easily fixed, but they're refusing to fix it, which is kind of aggravating,
Spawns in Call of Duty. What? Excuse me.
But it's whatever. We're still playing the game, so.
Yeah. I think that's just. I mean, the only reason I'm really playing this is because of a lack of games out there right now. I was playing Reach earlier today, and that was pretty fun, and I'm probably gonna do that more. But there's just nothing's coming out right now. Can you really name one big release?
I'm waiting for the bigger releases, like the new Elder Scrolls and Gears 3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing Gears 2 a lot in anticipation.
When's Gears 3 even coming out?
Gears 3 comes out in, I believe, April or May. So, because I know that was what they pushed it back to. I don't know if they pushed it back again. I doubt they did. But it comes out end of spring. I'm anticipating that with all of my being.
Yeah. I'm not really into Gears that much, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Um, yeah, like Gears is supposed to come out, and the other thing is like both the franchises I probably played the most over the last few years would be Halo and COD, and both of those features are looking like hazy to say the least, with Activision like stopping and like breaking up. I mean, Infinity Ward stopping and breaking up basically.
Yeah.
And Bungie not being able to work on the Halo series again, so it's going to be interesting. This is another game I wanted was Mirror's Edge 2's coming out, and I really love the first one.
Right, that was a great game. I didn't get to play it all the way through, but the little bit I played was amazing.
I've heard that one of the problems though I've heard is that they have a smaller team working on it, so less people. I'm not sure. I mean, that's not exactly what I would expect, from like, oh, this game was a pretty good success. Let's put less people working on it. Excuse me.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and by a whole lot you mean absolutely none.
Trying to be a little bit generous.
Yeah. No, but I mean, that might actually be good for them. Who knows? Maybe these few people are the ones who like are the core. Like maybe they're all intense parkour runners. Who knows? There is
be.
I just really hope it's longer one and there's more to do, because the first Mirror's Edge, it had a pretty decent length of campaign, but after you beat the campaign, the only thing there was really to do was to go back and try to like get world record for the times.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge, man, I played the demo and I actually liked it. I never actually got to get the game though, so if either of you have that game, I'd love to borrow it sometime.
Chase stole it,
Yeah,
and he
Chase
doesn't know where it
still has
was. Yeah, he stole mine.
Been what, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but
Alright,
I
then
enjoyed it.
Never mind, guys.
Oh, another
Well,
big
the demo is actually like good enough to play several times. I mean, I had it for a
Yeah, I
while.
like
It's
it.
like,
I mean,
that's
that's-
great.
Yeah.
I played
Yeah.
that just to run around. I mean, it's a great game.
Another big release with another 2 in it. I guess it's Deuce season. Well, there's Deus Ex Machina coming out, Human Revolution. That looks pretty good. But there's also Portal 2, which is taking the opposite of Mirror's Edge, which instead it was first made with a small team, and now it's got like the team is like doubled or tripled in size.
See, Portal, like, I've only heard reviews, and, like, from what I've heard of it, I really do want to try it, and I actually have money right now, so I should probably go get that.
I recommend it.
I mean, it was really great. There were just the one major problem was it did not have length. It was like 18 levels, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long?
No, but
how
I
long
mean,
did
it kind of
take?
made up
'Cause,
for it. Like, there are a bunch of mods out there you could download to create like challenge maps and stuff, and some of them are really difficult. But Portal 2 is looking to be a much longer game, a much better game, and a much more like challenging game.
So how long did it take for you to successfully beat that game, Portal?
Less than a day. Like
Okay.
I beat it the day I downloaded it.
Yeah, because I heard about it in a podcast. Actually, I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast. And
We're
How
mentioning
funny
it now.
yeah, no, Joe Rogan's hilarious. You guys should check out his podcast. But yeah, so the dude was saying it's like somewhere around like 6 hours of gameplay. Which isn't bad for an arcade game. It's whatever.
Well, it's not an arcade game. That's the problem. Well, I mean, it's not like $60, but so I guess it's what you classify as an arcade game. But
Xbox Live Arcade.
yeah, but definitely I got it free on Steam, and Steam, by the way, if you're a computer gamer, you need Steam. Steam is just amazing. It's got so many deals, and it's just got so many games.
That's cool. Yeah. See. That's interesting.
Let's see. Does anyone else know anything interesting
I mean-
that's happened?
Let's see. The Egyptian president resigned after like 30 years.
I saw that
Uh.
coming. No matter what happened, he was going to step down. There was no way for him to stay in power.
Yeah. I mean, he said he wasn't going to run again, but I think that was just like a leeway, and he was going to do it anyways. But then they kind of, they were like, no, you're resigning. I mean, he had an estimated, like, net worth of $30 billion, which is a lot, obviously.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot. But yeah, but I mean, I saw it coming because See, with the amount of people protesting, and then
I mean, wasn't the
if he
whole
actu-
country protesting?
not the
basically?
entire country, obviously, but there were actually some parts protesting for him.
Wow.
Well, I mean, there's always that faction that wants to keep things the same, but
Resistant to change.
yeah, there's always that. But anyway, yeah, not the but there was just like with the amount of protesters, there was no way for him to stay in power. Because even if he did open fire on the crowds, then other countries would have had to intervene.
Oh yeah, definitely no. If you just opened fire on the crowds, I mean, and by we I refer to like the United States, would have totally gone after him.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we the U.S. I'm not sure if we would have specifically. We might have cut funding to him, but I don't think we would have like declared war and tried to get him out because we were paying him over a long period of time. Because that $30 billion mostly comes from us, because he was a good, like, we needed him as an ally.
I mean, he stayed in power for 30 years. It's ridiculous.
Well, he got elected, then he declared a state of emergency where, like, there were no more elections held.
Years of emergency.
Basically cheating his way through the election.
Basically. I mean, I might be a little off, so
Nah.
don't get angry at me if but I'm pretty sure he declared a state of, like, national emergency, so that's why he always, like, won.
It's like classic example of people who want to stay in power. Oh, state of emergency. Now you can't do anything about my reign.
Yeah, that's why
keeps him in power.
U.S. doesn't have that.
Exactly. That's a great thing.
That's why we're the great. No, just kidding, guys. I'm not even.
Yeah,
Don't even try.
I'm not even sure what country I like the best.
We all know mine, but I'm not going to bring that up.
Oh,
Don't.
No, I'm just joking. It's like, for me, I don't know, every country has their faults, and every country has horrible history. Well, not horrible history, but
horrible history, but I'd like to think of their advances and
okay,
their...
if you're gonna keep talking about them, you better name them.
Okay, no, the reason you
Germany.
Okay.
Germany is my
There it is.
favorite.
You're out of the closet now.
Yeah, okay. Call me a Nazi, whatever, but you're only thinking of the past and their horrible stuff.
You're only thinking of what
I
makes
think of
them.
how
You're only thinking of what
technologically
makes them.
advanced they typically are and how smart they've been. They helped us, goddammit. I mean,
You're only thinking of them for what they did worse. That's because it was the biggest thing they've ever did.
No, I like Germany though. Germany's a cool country. I want to like visit Europe, and Germany's obviously one of the places I'm gonna go.
Oh my god, I have huge problems with Europe. One of the major problems I
Yeah.
have with Europe in history class, so hard to draw them on a map. No, and not only
It is,
that, there are
actually.
so many different countries, so many different flags, and the flags are basically all identical. Like they're all just 3 bars in some shape or form, and with some 3 colors.
Yeah.
That's why I do not like Europe. But I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful if I go there. I'm more into like national parks in America and stuff.
I'd be more foreign than that, so...
I mean, I'm a pretty big naturalist. I've gone to a lot of national parks. My parents, in fact, have the goal to go to every single national park in America, and they have a list, and they've been to a lot of them. They've been to like 50 or so.
That's a lot of...
Yeah, there are
time.
actually a lot more than you think. There are actually a lot more than you think.
What, like the park right now?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm...
Yeah, I'll edit some stuff out.
Okay, good. I don't know. I think you should keep this part in just for the irony, though, and to prove that Alex is yet again wrong.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
I was just going by what was logical, thank you.
okay, let's go back to cloning. As,
Cloning,
yeah,
right.
as
right.
I mentioned, if you make a clone, and basically grow it up in an incubator or whatever you do, so it doesn't age abnormally like some science fiction things say, but it also doesn't grow up fast. If we do that, would it be right to have like slave workers and like what should the limitations be? Like obviously we can't torture them and stuff, but
I mean, in my opinion, they're not human, so do what you want to do with them.
yeah, but I mean theoretically aren't they human? Like
No.
I mean what's the difference?
They are genetic copies.
Yeah, but I mean
So-
other than that the resemblance stops though. Like if you're like if you become a genetic copy of me but grow up in a different environment, you're going to be different.
True.
Like you're going to have
So-
like the same intelligence and you're going to have the same muscle mass and stuff, but you're not going to have the same opinions or views.
Well, then that would all come down to, do you keep all the clones in the same regulated environment and teach them the same thing, and then that would continue to go off in its own branches. What would you teach them, and all that
I'd teach him to be.
stuff.
Just saying.
I mean, like if you cloned people to be part of a military, you'd train them to be, like they'd follow orders, they'd be rigid, strict, and like all that everything else. But then if you train them to be like slave workers and everything, they'd be obedient but submissive and everything. So it would just totally alter how you do everything, and so
And the,
Yeah.
and the other thing is like, it's like okay, so yeah, you guys have known my theory on what teleportation is probably going to be, where
right.
they don't know what it is, so I'm gonna repeat it. It's where it scans your atoms, and then copies like stores your information like down to the very atoms and brain functions. So, and then it transfers that data to another teleporter and basically creates an exact copy of you instantly, and that would in theory, and then kills the other copy instantly.
The original.
Yeah,
Basically,
the original.
It recreates you.
What?
Yeah.
But technically, if you're being copied, and then it is a copy of you, but it's still you.
Yeah, it would would have the
It would
same
be-
opinions. It would be your brain would be the exact same. So basically,
it'd be-
what would happen is you'd step in,
That's the problem.
and then you'd probably see a flash, and then you'd be in the other place. You wouldn't even feel anything because from the time it was copied, you couldn't feel any pain.
Yeah. And it would copy up to the absolute most recent memory.
And then
And
after
which
that,
would be
when your
as you're being
original
transported.
self is, and then after that, when your original self is killed, you wouldn't remember that. But the problem would be, would that be ethically wrong? Like, would people resist
Ethically,
that?
probably not, but safe-wise, that's probably not the best idea.
Well, I
Because
mean,
it is a copy,
it's
and
the
if you
most,
copy a copy,
it's the
a
most
copy,
sane idea. But I mean,
It
yeah,
is, yeah.
well, I mean, there might be problems with copying a copy, like copy paste, copy
Corruption.
paste. The only-
Exactly. Be right by a computer.
Yeah, but
Eventually, you'd corrupt a file, which would be you, which would fuck you over.
yeah, but I mean, I wonder if that would actually happen, cause like, I guess it would happen eventually. It depends on how accurate the science was. But again, it's like, if it like what makes us human, is really the question. Like-
See, that goes into a very broad topic that's always been debated since
Because
the last
like,
500
is
years.
it our thought process that makes us human? Is it our personality, or is it our appearance that makes us human, or
Personality.
personality? Yeah.
It'd probably be thought process to me. Be thought process because, we are different than animals, right? That's what makes them animals over us.
Yeah, and I
So-
mean, we still
yeah.
well, we're not exactly them, but we still resemble them in a fact that we do have instincts.
Yeah, that's different than
Yeah.
functionality wise. It's similar. It's similar. It's why we're both living beings, but otherwise it's not. So
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting subject. What actually makes us human? Because if what makes us human is our thoughts and stuff, then basically a clone could be a human too, and a robot could be a human then, in theory. Like if you
in
programmed
theory, yeah.
if you programmed it to be such,
You'd have to, yeah.
it would be difficult.
Although that would probably branch off on its own thing, because robots, it's kind of a problem.
Oh yeah,
It always is.
I'm
But
gonna go ahead and segue into that topic then. Robots and artificial intelligences. How do you think we should handle them? Because
robots and artificial intelligences, or each separately?
well, I mean they're basically the same thing.
Well, technically yes, but they can be their own things.
Yeah, okay, but let's just group them both for now, for simplicity's sake. As you know, have you ever heard of I forget what it's called, but the robot laws, or a robot must always obey a
Yeah,
human. or
3
robot.
laws from I Robot, those kind of things, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We got
Robot-
taught those in robotics, Eamon last year.
yeah.
What What are the laws? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll say
I don't
it's-
remember them
It's
correctly.
it's you must always obey a human, you must always protect a human, and you may not do harm.
unless it involves in hurting another human.
Like yeah, unless you're
yeah.
protecting another human. They're basically laws
Yeah.
so that robots don't ever hurt another human.
Rebel.
Yeah.
Or
Well, not
rebel.
necessarily rebel. But yeah, an iRobot the
Yeah,
thing
and
was
the age-old
that
thing, they get corrupted.
an
and,
iRobot the thing was
uh,
that they were putting everyone under the robots started putting everyone under house arrest because they were protecting them from themselves basically because there were too many hazards on the road.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, stuff like that. Just no.
Yeah, so it's like robots and artificial
Yeah.
intelligence, how should we treat them? Like cuz
We'd probably have to put a restriction on them from the beginning, like
yeah,
as a precaution at the least.
but would that really be
So-
like good? Like could we do that ethically if they're basically humans? Like artificial intelligences are basically
Well, I wouldn't label them humans unless they were like biomechanical kind of things, right? Like I wouldn't consider a robot anywhere near a human, even if it was an artificial intelligence. I would call it an AI. That's what it would be, and that's what it would stay. I wouldn't. I mean, if it had a personality, I'd treat the personality like a human, but otherwise, I wouldn't. so-
what's it called in Halo Reach? Have you know the data pads?
Right? Yeah.
I believe there are 21, and they are about a secret council of AI that are basically looking over humanity and watching them. And they were responsible for a lot of things. Like we actually knew like how to make a lot of Covenant technology, and they said no, we would destroy ourselves basically. So they withheld a lot of it. And they started the Spartan programs too.
Huh.
Yeah, they were like the ones who started the first Spartan program. The data pads are actually very interesting.
I haven't gone through
and they're like,
a whole lot of
and
them.
they're like,
so.
we're really trying to win the war and stuff. And they're saying, and they said basically that they cannot survive without humans. But humans,
Well, of course.
but humans are like getting in the way of that. Humans are getting in the way of
That's
their own
kind of like a
survival.
paradox.
So, but they were like, it was interesting. So like AI, they can be very human-like, but they can also be very strange.
Right, because they were designed essentially after us, but they're not us.
It's like
Yeah.
apparently it's the closest robots can get to human. The
In
problem
fact,
is
I think that's the limit. Like a smart AI. I don't know about a learning one. I'm still thinking that through in my head. A learning one that could constantly gain more. That just seems like a bad idea anyway. I mean,
the
you'd need
problem
shut-off
the problem with
points.
robots that humans don't have. I mean, some humans I guess would have this problem, but there just comes a point when like a robot would become so smart if it could learn that it would just choose the most efficient actions, and that wouldn't be human. And the most efficient actions would be like horrifying to a lot of us.
exactly, because yeah, it would choose that over anything.
Yeah.
Like basically emotional to us, because it would throw out emotions probably first.
Yeah, emotions are illogical.
Illogical. They're just there to please the maker, basically.
The maker.
That's what it would. Yeah, the humans. That's
The
what the
maker.
AI would think.
Yeah, but the AI would. I mean, now I'm getting into kind of conspiracy theories, but the AI would have to be smart enough to know that if it did certain things, that we'd stop him. So, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Robot human war. Who do you think would win?
Us.
That would all depend on the situation.
Like extremely advanced robots,
Us.
So basically, Terminator kind of situation.
basically.
Us.
Okay.
Really, Ali? Why do you think us?
Because we made them.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
Well,
anything.
what if we
though.
didn't
We
make
we made them to be better than us.
That's true.
Hold
does,
on.
Does that blow your mind?
What would probably happen is we'd take a heavy hit, but then we'd figure out that wait, being human designed them with a weak point, even though we didn't try, and we'd target that and we'd absolutely rape them.
Yeah, I know, but like, what would that weak point be? Like, what could we possibly? I think we would lose. Like, but I don't
Well-
think I think it'd be more like a Matrix, like where they basically enslave us and use us because they do need humans. Because
True.
robots need humans, but humans don't necessarily need robots, which is why I think they'll have the like it'll be necessary for them to rebel. Because at any point in time, we could get rid of them as us seeing them unnecessary. But they can't get rid of us.
So what they do, they just reverse it, and they would become the ruling party,
yeah,
so that they would have it as they wanted, while still maintaining what they needed.
interesting stuff.
Very.
Blowing my mind kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you've been really quiet.
Oh yeah.
You have no
sorry.
opinion on this, or did we really blow your mind?
So you think humans would win, right, Ollie?
Yeah.
But why? Because we made them,
And not only that, we're just superior. I mean, because we still haven't perfected the human body and how it thinks. So if I was to make a robot, I would make one off what I know. But there's a lot I still don't know. So we're still better than them in the sense that
yeah, like if we made a robot army right now, they could definitely not take us on. But
Of course.
exactly, and I think we're gonna get better and they're gonna get better, but we're also gonna keep getting better. You know, I'm just gonna go off the bat here and say we're a lot smarter than most of the people in the 15th century were. I mean, granted, like Da Vinci was like in the 16th century and he was very smart, but still, you get the point.
yeah, I get what you're saying. And the other thing is like evolution. Like we will like evolve over time and get smarter and fit what basically needs. The question is though, can we evolve fast enough? Because if we can't, then we die. That's basically how it always is.
Well,
And the other thing is, in evolution, why were we the first and only ones to evolve the way we did? Because this is we were set up very well for like survival. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what if we weren't the only ones, just the only ones on this particular planet?
Extraterrestrials.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. But I mean, like, why are we the only ones on this planet? Because this is a very good survival tool that humans have, like to be able to adapt extremely fast, to be able to think things through and create other things. Why do other animals not have that?
That's when you go into the separate theories and beliefs.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that like creationism is right or anything, because evolution always obviously exists. I'm just wondering why. Humans are the only ones to evolve like this. And like my theory on that is that if imagine if there were another human, like another different than humans, but still same
A
concept.
human-like organ.
Yeah,
or,
like would we
yeah.
destroy each other? Would we immediately see the threat in each other and try to kill each other?
Well, if it was like us, it would be curiosity first. It wouldn't be the instinctive kind of
Yeah, but
crap, kill it before it gets me.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know,
idea.
but that would only be primal. But I mean, like, what if today, like, humans are already killing humans today? What if we found a completely new race? I can tell you that there might be peace, but there would most definitely eventually be a war. I'm a little concerned with how humans get into conflicts all the time. Like, why is that in our nature?
Maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. It is human nature to be like that, like to be violent. Although, variation is also part of it. I mean, there are the people who are like, think about it first, and there's all the other people who are like, don't think about it, otherwise they'll screw us over first.
Blow shit up. Take the Mythbusters approach. No matter what happens, blow shit up.
Yeah.
Whether you're right or wrong, just blow stuff up.
Gotta say, I like that approach.
But yeah. So Ali, what do you think?
About what? Sorry.
Why do you think humans are the only sentient beings on? Well, not. Yeah, sentient beings on Earth.
Known so far. How about that? Known so far.
Why?
Like, why were we the only animal gifted with the intelligence?
Oh, not sure actually.
Just any theories, because of course you cannot be sure.
Yeah.
It's just your
I have proof.
theoretical opinion.
I don't know. I think it's just how it worked out, and it's just how it happened.
Maybe humans haven't been around long enough for there to be another to evolve yet. Who knows? And do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll eventually evolve even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
No, I'm asking why do you think that another species other than human has evolved to like the intelligence level we have?
Well,
Intelligence
this is going to
level-
sound so familiar to you. You're already going to know. What if there's already been one species like us that's evolved past us and left us before we ever became smart enough to realize it?
Oh, dude, look, it's a Scientologist.
No.
BRB.
Well, I mean, yeah, Scientologists do kind of believe that, but I think he was saying that's more Halo, and that's a lot of different science fiction, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think
we're
it's
so
like
familiar
that
with Halo.
because, first of all, there's no trace, so I don't
They
think
could have
aliens-
removed it themselves if they were smarter than us.
Well, they could have done that, but then why why haven't if we haven't found a trace, then how come I don't think the Earth is old enough to support that? Like do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But maybe the Earth is old enough. We just can't figure that out because they made it look that way. You know?
Well,
Cover their
I
trail.
don't
Sure
think
that no,
I don't,
no
I
other
don't think that you
potential
can fool carbon dating like
threats.
that. I don't think it works like that. But yeah. So maybe I just don't think Earth is old enough.
Wow, for the
and
first
I don't
time in my
think,
life,
like, you guys have you seen Stephen Hawking like on the universe?
No.
He
I'm
said
familiar with what
basically
he does,
that if there's any intergalactic thing that finds us, we should fear them because they have no they're going to evolve to a certain point where they have no need for humans or any other extraterrestrials. They'll only have need for our resources. They'll consume our sun and then leave.
Wow. That doesn't sound familiar either.
Yeah, no, but I mean they'll be so advanced that they'll just take all our resources, kill us, probably harvest us, and then leave, because there'd be no other reason. There'd be no reason for them to let us live.
That's basically the plot of Transformers right there.
yo, I just figured out for the first time Assassin's Creed advocates Scientology. You heard it here first, folks. Just saying. No.
I mean, I guess kind of, but I mean, Scientology isn't the only thing about aliens. I hope you realize.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the most crazy and the most
Calling
popular,
me
I
a-
think.
No wonder I'm crazy. You calling me a Scientologist.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm gonna talk about Assassin's Creed then. After Brotherhood and all the Assassin's Creed have ended with a huge cliffhanger, but Brotherhood had a huge one especially. Where do you think they're going with it?
I don't know, dude. They are content on making sure that
We keep buying.
dude,
Yeah, it's probably one of them.
they are selling and they're doing good.
Dude, I love the Assassin's Creed story. It's quite mind blowing, actually.
I'd put my input in there if I actually played it.
I mean, I don't want to put any spoilers in this, but yeah, the ending of Assassin's Creed just was left me in a WTF moment, just what.
Oh
just
yeah,
happened.
Brotherhood. Yeah,
Yeah, Brotherhood.
I actually have not finished that, kids. I don't
You
know,
need
dude.
to. The end was just, oh my
Ev-
God, what just happened?
Uh,
Excuse me.
People are actually disappointed with it. What's your opinion on it? Are you disappointed on it?
I think the reason people are disappointed is because they don't understand. No, there's I've been through it, and I'm really good. I'm good at foreshadowing. I read a lot, and I can foreshadow books. I can write Hollywood screenplays now because I've seen so many of them. But
Not trying to-
I just have no idea what just I still have no idea what just happened and why it happened. So I think people are disappointed because they have no idea what just happened, and now they're going to have to buy the next game. Because it ended with something that just made absolutely no sense to me. But I could see it making sense if they did a few things. Yeah, it was interesting, and I love the Assassin's Creeds just in general.
Yeah, good games, man.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure about Brotherhood though. It was definitely more interesting, but I'm not sure how it I'm not sure if I liked Assassin's Creed 2 better or not.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Let's see.
Right, so
The
what we have
current
so far-
war in Iraq or Pakistan or whatever Middle Eastern country they're in.
Over there in the sand.
There's sand somewhere.
I'm offended, Alex. I am seriously offended.
All right, that's good.
Who cares? They're sand monkeys. No.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so these wars.
Actually,
How do you see these wars ending?
We win.
Us pulling out.
Yeah.
That's all we.
I see a Vietnam ending. Yeah.
Nah, I think we win.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I've been that. Their military shit, and we're gonna win.
Yeah, but we're not actually in a war against them, though. We're in a war against, terrorists.
Terrorists are even worse than their military, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
but how do you...
They have surprisingly a lot of money, man.
I don't know, but it's not exactly... It's not the fact that, like... It's not armies versus armies. This isn't traditional warfare anymore.
Exactly, and we're gonna win that every time, dude. United States soldier.
Of course, but we've what is it? We've single-handedly, basically, destroyed conventional warfare.
Yeah, no,
well, not single-handedly, but recently we've scared off conventional warfare. I mean, we're single-handedly killing off the tank. I mean, really? I mean, it was great back then, but we've already ended it because our Abrams is so incredibly amazing that nobody can compete. So they'll just go around it.
Yeah, tank's gone.
Yeah, tank's gone, and yeah. I'm not specifically talking about that. I'm just saying conventional warfare is dying off, so that's why we can't fight, because we're used to conventional, and so then people just go around it, like their RPG on our tank, and it's like, well, we put stuff on our tank, so that doesn't work anymore, and they're just like, well, just avoid your tank. And we're like, what the fuck do we do now? And that's why we've been in the war for, like, what, a decade now?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been, like, almost a decade, I think.
I think it's been
less than a decade. I think it's less than a decade, but I know it started when I was little, so that was like...
But yeah, conventional warfare is just like, you can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense, like, declaring war on another country. It's like, because with all the alliances and stuff that are taking place, you can't just declare war on one country anymore.
Yeah, declaration of war is like doesn't happen until after stuff starts happening.
I mean, it's like back in World War I and World War II. You declare war on Britain, then you're declaring war on the U.S., France, like whoever else is like allied with Britain. Probably the entire UN too.
The intricate network of cross alliances and shit that would just get half of the world against half of the other world, which wouldn't get us anywhere, and just become a big stalemate. Well, for the bigger countries, that is. The smaller ones would just
but I mean, all the bigger countries are normally on the same side. I mean, China. Yeah, I could see them being on the opposite side of us. But I could also see them being on the same side as us. Because they need us as much as we need them. We actually don't need them, but a lot of businesses
but in the case of it being them, they'd probably... They not probably, I can't say that because I'm not them, but they might outweigh the them needing us to their, beliefs in, like... government and everything else, and they do realize that they have us severely outnumbered, training or otherwise, and
outnumbered.
They could at least seriously damage us, if not destroy us, and that's not necessarily in their best interests, I guess, at the moment.
Wait, who could destroy us?
China.
No, you're wrong. Sorry.
Okay, here we go. Here's some
Explain
debate.
that.
Here's some debate.
Explain to me how China would destroy us.
China has the absolute manpower. I mean, didn't our teachers explain that the other day, John? You might have like literal power, but power in numbers.
Oh yeah,
sometimes
in the communism.
just overcomes that. Yeah, exactly.
How the communists overthrew the people with all the money just because the workers just had the mass numbers required.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like that, but I mean, I don't think China could invade the U.S., but I think if we invaded China, they would win.
Dude, okay, we don't want to invade.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want to invade.
We don't want to invade.
They don't want to invade us either. So this is a hypothetical situation.
That's okay, listen up. I mean, that's like me saying I could beat up Alex. I don't want to beat him up, and he's not being a douchebag to me. So like, why is that gonna happen?
Well, we were just saying, like, if it did happen, like, for whatever reason, like, one of us pissed each other off, like, China's manpower would just overcome our training. Eventually. Not immediately.
No, I think it depends on where the turf is. Because I think that if they're attacking us, I think
soldiers ran up, they could just beat an Abrams tank to death. That they wouldn't have to actually worry about it and be like, okay, you have a tank. We'll just throw it on like a whole bunch of soldiers at it, and they will pry the hatches off and kill you. We have enough people to waste. I mean, it's basically that's all it is. They don't even have to hand them weapons.
No,
We'll just kind of trample you, throw each other's bodies.
Okay, here's an actual good one. Would you an extra 6% on everyone's annual tax would guarantee the end of famine in Africa? Would you be happy to pay it?
Yeah.
Yes, Alex. What do you think?
Everyone's.
On everyone. So everyone would have to pay
Everyone's.
6% more taxes.
Mhm.
Just on everything.
This would probably not make a certain political party happy, but it would be the rich who'd get that tax.
No, everyone would get
Not
the
everyone.
tax.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be fair for everyone, because not everyone can do that.
What do you-
At
Well,
that
I mean,
time, not everyone can do that.
6% is actually a lot comparing. Like if you make $100,000, 6% is $6,000 a year. So that's actually a pretty.
and how long would it take to end the famine? Because if it's in like 100 years, no.
No, I think it's 1 year.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. You can't pay 6% more for a year, then you must be like a very selfish person. No, I would definitely do that. What the hell? Why is no?
I'm not sure if I think it might be indefinite though. Like it might be every single year, like to keep ending world hunger. But I assume it would take like 20 years for them to become self-sufficient though. So let's
That's
say
fine.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if it started now, it'd be for our entire working lifetime.
Well, I
Most
mean,
people are gonna end up
retire-
working more than
The
20
retirement
years.
age is actually
Well,
going to be very,
yeah.
very different because of the baby boomers. Social Security is going to go bankrupt before we need it, so kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my sophomore research papers, I'm sure you two have gotten
have one.
topics for that. My topic is about cyberbullying.
Oh, this ought to be good.
So you two know how fun it is to troll and grief, but
Very much so.
Just saying, I have never trolled nor griefed ever.
I've done both.
I've done both.
Yeah,
I've done
Maybe-
both, and I'm a very nice person.
Hey, maybe
But,
I've something that was very stupid and people mistook it for trolling, but I have never intentionally gotten on a website and I was like, "Hey guys, this is a wrestling board, so you guys must be gay." No, I've never done that. And if they were
Yeah, see,
gay,
I've done exactly that.
I'm just saying if they were,
Exactly that.
I don't care.
But no, but
Your choice. You go ahead and be gay. It's not.
no, but
affecting-
so anyway, cyberbullying. Do you think schools are able to stop it? Like if
Yeah.
they try really hard enough?
Schools? No. What?
Schools,
No.
of course, no, but like larger organizations could.
Like
Yeah.
like what type of
Not
larger?
indefinitely, but the bigger stuff would just like disappear. So, yeah. Topic over. All right, moving on. It's like-
Yeah, I was just like,
Well, guys, that was quick. No, my research paper is hazing and should there be school laws to prevent it. And if you're stupid enough to like go and get hazed, then whatever. Like, you read about all these families that do fraternities and sororities because their children died in alcohol-related deaths. Bro, you were the one drinking the alcohol. Right?
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what do you guys think of peer pressure in general? Like, if I tried hard enough, do you think I could get, like, Alex to be, like, to smoke?
Anybody could do that.
yeah.
Pick a stronger personality, for example, me.
Yeah, maybe bigger egos too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
No, but I mean, what do you guys think of peer pressure?
No, I think people should be strong enough to say no.
Should be. But that doesn't mean they are. So going back to the question that he asked, would it work? Like, could you use it hard enough and then get anybody to do whatever you wanted? No matter what people believe they should do or not. There's no reply.
It'd be
People could try hard enough, man, but no. If you, I think everybody should have a strong enough personality to deny it, you know. And like, if somebody came up to me and offered me, like, you know, like a drug or something, and they were like, "Yo," I mean, personally, I think I'd have a strong enough personality to say no.
yeah, like if a random. But what if it was someone you knew and respected?
Like, were you the one doing it, or were you hearing of it that somebody else was doing it to that someone that you respected?
Like, say I tried to get Ali to smoke. That's completely different than a random stranger. Like, do you think I could eventually get him to?
It'd take a while, because Ali, having his past experiences, is gonna try and cover this up without saying anything else.
Talking about, bro.
Past experience,
Yo,
and
dog,
then his
come at me, bro.
extreme resistance to it now, it'd be
Yo,
kind of hard.
You better
But
shut up now.
Eventually, someone could get him to do it again. Maybe
Alright,
like Daniel or someone.
Thank you. All right, John.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now the entire internet knows what you've done.
Thank God this is not live. Let's talk MMOs since I'm playing one.
No, let's not. Apparently the new one that's coming out though, like Rift. Apparently that's supposed to be really good.
Dude,
I'm a
it's
little
just,
bit-
it's just another one of those like things that this is gonna be the next WoW killer, and then it isn't because WoW is just so much more advanced than the rest of them.
No, I mean this actually looks pretty. It looks like a copy of WoW.
Exactly. Why would you want to play it when you know that's like that came out?
I mean, I think there's something new to it though. Like I'm pretty sure it has some other stuff that WoW doesn't. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure WoW like has some stuff that other games don't. Well, obviously.
Well, yeah, and then it lacks some things.
Yeah.
Maybe just a few that other games have.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
not
send.
every game
I'm
can
gonna
have
send
everything.
you guys a link, and I want you to look at the first picture. I'll put the link in the description for those watching on YouTube. But just go down and look at the first GIF.
Oh wow! Why?
I found this quite hilarious. And to all our viewers, if you haven't gone to the site though, you should. It's quite hilarious.
wow.
See, this is how Harry Potter should have been.
I'm just saying that
You-
would have never happened in real life.
Your magic can't stop our bullets.
I'm just saying, it's Voldemort. He would have gotten around that.
Really?
Dude, no, Harry Potter, like the whole Avada Kedavra spell and stuff like that is so like, it's a lot about reaction time. Like, okay, I'm gonna go total nerd here.
It's alright, we've already crossed the line.
No, so basically that where you last fight in the 7th book. Okay, if you guys haven't read it, mute me.
Dude,
like,
it's like 5 years old.
yeah, exactly. So if
I
you haven't read it,
but I
that's
don't
your
care.
fault. Bellatrix Lestrange, that's like Voldemort's like second in command, basically, gets in a fight with the Weasley's mom because like she killed Fred or whatever, and just real quickly she Ron's mom kills her, like her name was like Molly or something. She kills Bellatrix Lestrange, and that's like if that was an actual deal, that wouldn't have happened. So the whole like concept is not exactly who's the better wizard, but who has better reaction time.
So you mean it's Call of Duty?
What?
It is Call of Duty with magic. That's what it is. That's what Harry Potter is all about now. You just ruined it
Wait,
for
you're telling
many Harry Potter fans.
me Call of Duty is not magic?
No.
'Cause I-
No,
Harry
dude,
Potter is now Call of Duty.
because it's all about reaction time.
It really is. Though.
No
That-
skill, no knowledge.
I mean,
Reaction
yeah. no,
time.
in actuality, though, like if you seriously think about it, that's exactly how that was. That deal. Just no.
Yeah, we got a fanboy here.
We got a fanboy here. Don't talk about Alex like that. Come on.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't even watched the seventh one. Oh, okay, I haven't watched the second half of the seventh one.
That's
I was-
because it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, exactly. I haven't read the books either. I've only read up to 5, and I haven't read those in a long time. So sorry.
6 and 7 are great.
Well, I watched 6 and was disappointed, and then I watched the first half of 7, and all I liked out of that was the fact that I was with my friends. The movie itself was just like bleh. You know?
You think you-
So, I'm just like, wow, why is this divided into 2 parts? This
Just
isn't
to
good
make you
enough for
pay
2
more.
parts. Well, yeah, that's kind of all. It's like profit and mindless fans.
Okay, so
I'm not a mindless fan.
I'm gonna take a second. Just like it's probably gonna end our podcast soon, but this is gonna take a while. I want you to describe your dream games to me, like what
Dream
you
game.
think the perfect game would be like. Like you don't have to explain it in full detail, but just like what game mechanics you think it would have, like what the storyline would be based off, what it have, what it would definitely would not include. Just like some notes, some things that over your gaming lifespan you have seen that have worked and you like them, and things that you definitely don't want to be in your perfect game. So, Ali, you start.
Dude, okay, I don't know if I'd still go with this because right now I don't have a dream game, but dude, like there was a time where I was really thinking that a Harry Potter MMO would actually be a great idea, and I don't know, I think it'd still work.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, I've been over this with you, how it would be impossible on a console.
Oh
Because
yeah.
The,
No,
ma- the major
definitely.
the major drawback to a console to a computer is, well, other than computers are upgradable and like stuff like that. Other than that, is just the computer has a keyboard, which offers much more
So many more commands, yeah.
controls and commands than any possible controller could.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, it could work on a computer, but the only problem is even the spells, it would get kind of tedious. Because if you had an action bar like in WoW, then you're only allowed, 9, 10 spells at once, which is not Harry Potter. Harry Potter, you need to switch between the spells, and if you had to open up a menu each time,
Well,
it'd be very.
by the way, like in WoW, you can end up having up to like even on the simplest thing, you can have a lot of spells.
Yeah, I know, but
man.
you can't place them to hotkeys. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, but there is this one game, can't remember it right now, but it looks amazing, and it's basically got 5 different elements. No, it's got like 6 different keys: Q, W, E, R, T, A, S, D, A, S, D, F, and they each represent like a different element, and you combine different elements to create different effects, and it's just got something like, and it has a spell book too with preset spells, but you can also just randomly combine stuff in it. It's more the combinations. While in Harry Potter, it's more of actual spells that you have to cast. In this game, it's more of a combination of elements that you cast.
Yeah.
Like fire plus earth creates a fireball that you can shoot, and electricity plus fire creates, flaming electricity. So it could work kind of something like that. I'll give you a link. I'll give you a link when I can find it.
All right.
So Alex, how about your perfect game?
You talking about like mechanics wise or like the type of game?
Type of game, mechanics.
Yeah, okay. Like I don't really think about the game as a whole. I mean, I like RTSs and like those types of games. But I usually think about games mechanics while I'm playing other games, like basic like Halo and Call of Duty and stuff like that. When I'm sprinting along, I've always wondered like if anybody's ever thought to when you're sprinting ahead, why can't you look sideways? I mean, why couldn't you have an alternate?
Whoa, this isn't
Kind of,
Mirror's Edge,
like-
dude.
I know. I mean, it's like like different mechanics like that. I mean, like you
Yeah,
just be able
I see
to-
what you're saying.
yeah, like there'd be this would only work in like a mech fighter when you have a whole bunch of different weapons and shit like that, and you have like a whole bunch of different combinations and shit that would bring out a different weapon and it'd be a special and stuff like that, like an over-the-shoulder shotgun or whatever for like your VS, like a VS kind of thing. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, Lost
those
Planet.
things are badass. Yeah, Lost Planet, that's awesome. But like you'd be like just daydream about this shit all the time because school's pretty boring sometimes. But
Sometimes.
Okay, all the time. But you're just kind of running around and stuff like that. Like why can't you be holding your assault rifle with your pistol on your side and have some kind of like shotgun on your shoulder and shit, and then be able to switch between all those different things with different buttons, different commands. Why hasn't anybody thought of that yet?
I'm sure there's a
Well,
game
they've
kind
thought
of
about
like
it,
that,
but,
but once again,
yeah.
that'd be a computer game just because of the lack of keys.
Well, yeah, that's where it also gets divided up. And just like,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So both of you provided like partial games or game structures. I'm gonna tell you about mine, and mine really there is no comparison because no one's made a game like it before, which is why I want someone to try to make it. Okay, so you've seen all these apocalypse games, right? Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas,
Right.
And movies. What I want the game to be based around is the world is destroyed, but I want you to be trying to rebuild it. And
Dude,
actually
Virtual
get,
Villager.
yeah, no, but actually get a sense of you rebuilding the world that was destroyed, as well as having different conflicts that actually occur like with human nature. Like most games don't have certain things that humanity, even though it's like bad, does have. Like when was the last time you saw like outright racism in a game? Like someone
In a while.
like someone in like Black Ops is dropping the N bomb at some guy.
Like in the
GTA
actual
San
game,
Andreas.
not actual players.
GTA San
Oh,
Andreas.
okay.
Yeah, but
GTA.
those guys are black
That's-
themselves. No, but I'm saying that like it's not realistic. Real humans have much bigger problems. Like I'm not gonna believe that even if the world ends, that racism is gonna be eliminated, and we're all gonna go hold hands and skip around.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, there definitely still be
They
prejudice.
just need to like make it a little more relatable, but still be like fantasized. So yeah, it's nice to fantasize as being a hero and the waste after an apocalypse and building like the society how you would want it to be built, but you also have to run into real world problems that would actually happen. Racism just being a few. Like I want there to be like an actual difficult moral choice system, not like do you want to kill this child or do you want to feed him? Those aren't really moral choices. Those are
what are you
just
suggesting for moral
those are
choices?
just good
then?
and bad choices.
What are you suggesting for moral choices?
The moral choice system would be like it would give you difficult ethical decisions, like a guy steals like a kid steals a loaf of bread to feed his family, like stuff like that. Not specifically that, but just like on a larger scale.
That's not hard for me at all, dude. Okay, I mean, you're about to start.
No,
okay,
but I mean, I'll make it more complicated. Like that loaf of bread, like lowered the food reserves, like of the community you're building. Like
So
he's stealing extra for his sick mother, even though it hurts the community. So yes, it's more like there is no moral high ground in this choice. Because even though it's like his sick mother and all, yeah, it's hurting the community that you're trying to rebuild. And for the survival of a human race, you can't really. So it's more like you have to like choose. Like whether you see the necessary evil that has to be done to survive.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Yeah, that'd be a massive game.
Yeah. And it would just grow. It just like it started in like one probably small city, or even like a small building. But as your community expands, you get more refugees, and suddenly you're rebuilding countries. And you're just salvaging
you
what's
get the-
left of the world. But you also have like good game mechanics too, like hard adversaries, and
So
it just needs.
what kind of game would you make this? Would you make it like an RTS or like?
No,
I
it's
mean,
not
what
going to be an
could-
RTS.
I mean, like, well,
Like-
yeah,
It's going to. Well, it's kind of like Mag. Have you ever played Mag?
yeah,
It's
Mag.
going to be kind of like that. Not really. It's like there are going to be some RTS moments. Whenever your character is involved in something, it's going to be first person.
Oh, right, okay.
But you do get to control, like squads and not necessarily. I wouldn't call them armies, but you get to control your your soldiers in battles and command them where to go based on what you know. There'd be lots of different options you could do. Like you could send scouts to a certain area, but that would in turn lower the manpower you had.
Which would then, maybe domino effect.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, it's
yeah.
like this, like the complicated things of battle that you actually have to deal with when you're fighting with small forces. Because like I'm not gonna do giant armies like a normal RTS, because that wouldn't make sense in a post-apocalyptic world.
Exactly.
And also, more questions will come into there too. Are you going to save a band of villagers, or are you going to save your soldiers' lives to defend your village?
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff that. Like a
Would you
bunch
make
of,
those choices obvious? Like, do you want to do this and this will happen, or
well,
like
I'm gonna make some of them
it'll
obvious,
be-
but I'm gonna make some of them seem like domino effects. So you see like a group of like women, children, and elderly people coming, but they're being chased by like raiders, and you like a large group of raiders, like a formidable force. You're gonna be like, and it's gonna say, do you want to send people out to help them? And you're like, yeah, let's do it. And but you go out to help them, and you take heavy losses. You come back, and then you get attacked by another group of raiders, and your city's like heavily damaged, and you're like, whoa, why did I save those people? So like some of them will be obvious choices, like where you have two choices and the repercussions are obvious, but some of them will be a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
And I
Which
also
could either make or
want there
break
to
you in
be
the future.
bigger effects. For example, like in Mass Effect or Fallout 3, the choices you made, good or evil, they really didn't have effect on the game. Like
They just affected how you played it. I believe.
they affected how you played it, and they affected like that specific character, faction, or quest. I want it to like affect how different quests fold out. Like, oh, I see you help this guy, I'll trust you now. Or I see you murdered this guy, quick, kill him. So like it just really, I just want there to be more like interaction between quests. Like people hear of your deeds and then decide what they want to with you. So like doing what you want is going to be difficult. But you can
Yeah.
see how no game has been made like this before. It's an interesting concept. Nick,
I'm curious as to why. You think at least one company would like say, "Oh, we've thought about this, whatever," but it's just too big of a game. We don't have the time or the money for it or anything. I don't think I've ever heard of any company going, "We've got this idea, and we
Yeah.
can't do it, or by ourselves, or can we do it with a joint company, or something?" Like, why? We need to take
Blizzard,
this
dude,
idea
they
to
could make
somebody
any
else.
game in the world they wanted to.
no, there are system problems. Like it's not only like can you like make the game, it's also can people run it.
Can people run it?
Like imagine if
can you maintain it
imagine,
yourself?
imagine if you gave WoW fully voiced, and gave it like a huge made everyone on one world, and also gave it like HD real life graphics. Like that'd be an amazing game, except no one would be able to run it.
Yeah, I think you're just being unrealistic when you get to that, though.
Yeah, but I mean, my game would be huge and be kind of because like games are really huge when they have to deal with moral choices that like affect the endings and stuff. Because it has to have multiple things that could happen in the end, depending on what you
multiple
did.
endings, multiple midpoints. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be huge. It'd be like Final Fantasy with 7 discs. Or like Final Fantasy with a download time of, oh my god, weeks. I bought this game like 2 weeks ago. I can finally play it. Excuse me.
Oh, you need to download the expansion before you can play this game.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, this has been fun. This has been our first podcast. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, Celestial Legendary signing off. Bye.
Okay, that was cliche.
I know, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. So check back with our channel next time, and hopefully we'll have some more videos.
And a better name for our little group.